and welcome. I'm Holly Browning from the Lebanon Public Library. Thanks for joining me for Family Research Tips and Tricks. Today is the final installment of a three-part series that I'm calling Genealogy Hotspots. In case you missed the first two segments, I've been talking about lesser-known genealogy sites that you can use for your family research. In part one, we talked about findagrave.com, and in part two, we talked about using Google Earth for your research. And in case you missed any of those, they can be found at lebanonlibrary.org, or they can be found on our new YouTube channel, so make sure you go and subscribe. So today, we're going to be talking about a site called USGenWeb. It's usgenweb.org. And USGenWeb is another genealogy site that is also free to the public, which is great. And actually, their motto, as you can see here, is keeping free genealogy on the internet. So there you go. USGenWeb project, it's a group of volunteers providing free genealogy and info for every state and county in the United States. So they have volunteers that cover pretty much all areas of where you can look. So let's see, they have a national site. Their homepage right here is their national site, okay? And it has, as you can see, it has a clickable map of all the states. So their national site provides the links to the state sites, which you can click on any state, which I will do here in a minute. And it'll take you to the actual state site, which then provides gateways to each individual county. So you can kind of go down the line there. A little background on usgenweb.org is it was developed in 1996 by a group of genealogies who shared a desire to create online research that I'm sure at that time didn't know it was going to boom in 15 and 20, 30 years later. And since the site is run entirely by volunteers, I find that it has a more varied and diverse content than, say, a straightforward records-only site. For example, you will find family Bible records, books, old maps. They have message boards and inquiries where people will ask about, certain locations and certain family surnames. Lots of local folklore and history for each county and each state. Each volunteer or each person can submit what they have, and it becomes like this treasure trove of information that might not be found on certain genealogy sites like MyHeritage or Ancestry. So I think it's a really neat site. So here is the main page. Like I said, this is the title bar up top here, and it has a clickable map, so it's kind of easy to get to. So just for demonstration purposes, I'll pick a state, click on it, and as you can see, it brought us up into the state site. So this is the page for Kentucky, so the actual state site. And as you can see at the top here, it has special projects, things where you can volunteer, and then it has the counties. The special projects are absolutely worth looking into. Each state has different projects, and you might want to look into those because they can be something that you can possibly contribute to or something that you were interested in researching yourself. And I know one that I wanted to highlight that I thought was extremely interesting was it's a Kentucky GenWeb Kids project. And whoever made this, I thought was brilliant. I mean, so neat that you could, bring your kids into your family research and make them a part of it. They have coloring activities, crafts, how kids can get started. They have all kinds of things for your little researcher. I thought that was really neat. Now, just so you know, not every state has the same project. So you might not find that in Ohio or Louisiana or Michigan. They're all different. I just wanted to point this one out because I thought that was, one of the really neat special projects to look at. So let's actually go back out because we are going to, from the state site here, we're going to look at a county. And we'll do clickable map again, okay? And we'll bring it down. So we'll just click on a site or a county at random, and here is an example of a county. Each county is going to look different because each county has a different site administrator and volunteers that created the page and add and contribute to the page. So they're not all going to look the same, and they won't all have the same content, but it'll be pretty similar. You know, for example, we have Bible records, cemetery transcriptions, pension files, photographs. Photographs are really neat, and most all of those have those kind of most sites have those things. So it's worth looking into in your family research, and it's definitely in my top 3 of genealogy hotspots. So that completes my installment of those, and I will see you again in 2 weeks for family research tips and tricks. Thank you.